Do you feel that every freelancer around you is doing way better, earning a lot more, and you just feel kind of stuck? In this video, I want to compare what separates you and freelancers who earn over $100,000 per year, because I was in the same position as you are just 4 or 5 years ago. So there are two different things you can do as a freelancer. There are low value things that you could be doing, and then there are high value things that you could be doing. Now, what is a low value sort of thing? That is, for example, charging hourly rate. If you charge hourly rate, I mean, you have a big disadvantage to somebody who is into sort of fixed price monthly fees or just charging value-based pricing. Then we do have like low value things are, for example, one-time project. Then we also have, for example, if you only use freelancing platforms like Upwork and so on. If you only use those, these are low value things that you could be doing. And then if you don't have any kind of personal brand, like websites, social media, any kind of following newsletters, whatever that you do, then, no personal brand is, again, a very low value thing. So if you're a freelancer who does all of these or any of these things, you're definitely putting yourself against the wall, and sort of it's going to be very difficult for you to sort of break through that $2,000 or $3,000 per month that you earn. It's going to be very difficult to go above and beyond. Now, if we take a look at the high value things, so what are those? First, and probably the most important one, is you need to change from your hourly rate. You need to change and start charging fixed, because that is the only way that you can sort of get to the point where you earn over $100,000 per month. Hourly rates, there are a lot of limitations with them. First, we just only have 24 hours per day. So whatever you charge per hour, the maximum you can charge per 1 day is 24 times. And even then, there is a limit to how much people are willing to pay you per hour. So it's not like you can start charging $1,000 per hour for clients. There are exceptions. There are people who can charge these things, but usually it's in a very specific niches and a very specific specialties. But if somebody just would saw your freelancing price as $1,000 per hour, they might think twice if they want to go with you. Instead, if you had a fixed fee for that particular project that only also takes you 1 hour to do, but you charge $1,000 for it, it sounds way different. You see sort of the difference here? So clients definitely perceive fixed as a more attractable way. Also, if you do fixed price, you can start packaging things. So for example, with fixed price, you can start doing like monthly fee. So you can, monthly, whatever, you understand what I'm saying here. So monthly, which means that whatever sort of your services, you can start and see how you can package your service in a way where it would be an ongoing monthly fee for that service. Then we also, very important, with fixed price, you can actually start doing value-based pricing. So this is important. Instead of charging hourly rate per task, per work that you do, you need to shift your focus and charge for what people are willing to pay. So an example could be a logo. Like if you just do logos and basically position yourself as somebody who does logos, and if you do logos for anyone, then there might be no particular value to the logos that you do. Instead, if you shift your service to something like doing a rebrand for a business that brings ROI or stuff like that, which again includes the logo and probably some other things, that switches you from just doing one-time projects for a very specific task to now offering the actual value that you charge. Again, you will need to find that for your specific niche or area of expertise, what that is, but definitely you need to sort of shift the way you offer your services instead of just offering them as a separate task. in my example, I am an SEO specialist, so search engine optimization. And before I used to charge people and do something like SEO audit, or I would do something like keyword research. And those would be like, one-off tasks, very specific thing, very specific outcome. People would come to me for these things and I would, prepare the work and then send it to them, and basically that's it. Now, these days, instead of doing it, I still do SEO audits, I still do keyword research, I still do the same things, but now I'm actually positioning myself as somebody who can increase organic traffic for my clients. And whatever that involves, doing the same SEO audits, fixing technical problems, doing the same keyword research. But now my positioning is that my value is not to provide you with an SEO audit. My value is to increase organic traffic on your website. So these are way two different things. So you need to switch from doing sort of one-time projects to going into these value-based things that people, first of all, clients actually want. And second of all, it will position you as an authority in that particular space. However, just remember that different people can value same things differently. So if you offer a logo to somebody who is doing like a blog that they, like a travel blog or something like that, they might not value that logo as much as an e-commerce brand that is doing a whole rebrand of their site, and they already have a very strong brand, and it's very important for them to get that logo right because it represents a lot about their company, their values and stuff like that. So these two clients, although you provide the same outcome, a logo, the two clients will value that completely different. The travel blog that needs a logo will be willing to spend like 50, maybe $100 on that logo. An e-commerce brand doing a logo and then rebrand and stuff like that will be spending a lot more money for basically the same thing. You need to also understand your client and see what that client values. What is the avatar of your client? You're targeting e-commerce brands, or you're targeting small niche websites, or what else is there? So do understand that value-based pricing also includes what your particular clients value. Then the next thing is we have long-term services. So again, as I mentioned, low value thing is something like doing a one-time project. You need to switch to only accepting and doing long-term services. So that can mean kind of a couple of different things, but you need to switch off from offering just logos, just SEO audits, or just keyword research, because these types of things, you can still offer them, but they shouldn't be front and center as your main core services for your freelancing business. You need to start only offering services that are ongoing monthly basis, or that have sort of a high horizon in terms of that work. It should take at least a couple of months, preferably like 6 to 12 months, even better. But in this case, you need to start thinking about your service. Who are you? You're a graphic designer, you're a marketing specialist. How, in your area of expertise, what is something that people need on a consistent basis every single month? And you just start thinking about that and placing or rethinking your services. Because when I sort of 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't really think about what I'm offering. I know that I know how to do SEO, and I just knew that people offer SEO audits, keyword research, stuff like that, and I just kind of took that for granted and started offering the same things without really thinking about what am I really offering, how am I positioning myself. And only when I shifted my focus to long-term services, I still do one-off projects sometimes, but the main thing is long-term services. If I'm only offering long-term services, I am only attracting clients who are interested in long-term relationships with me. And then one of the last things, actually, we have a couple more. So high value things that you can do is that you need to make sure that clients come to you. This is super important. So one of the best clients that I ever worked with are always the clients that come to me instead of me coming to them. So what does that look like? On Upwork, you are coming to the clients, not the clients coming to you, usually. And unless somebody messaged you, that's actually that's considered sort of a client coming to you. Usually, the way as freelancers are used to work, we either do cold calling, cold emails, we message people, we seek out work, and we try to convince the people that we seek out to work with us. There is nothing inherently wrong with this approach. I still do that myself, but I am focusing a lot more of how can I do things that would make clients come to me instead of me going and seeking out clients. So that can be a couple of things. First of all, it's referrals. Referrals. Oh, my English is bad. Referrals with 2 R's. So first is referrals. This is kind of a difficult thing to do because you need to find a client that has a lot of connections. Then you need to provide that client with a very, very high quality service so that they actually remember you as a person. And from there you can start getting referrals. I kind of, half of my business is made of just referrals these days. I do have actually another video that I'm probably going to link somewhere in the description where I talk more about all of this referral process, because we can go into a couple of hours talking just about how to make people refer you. But then we do have inbound leads. That can come from a couple of things. So social media and, like, for example, LinkedIn or website, your own website. So this is another thing. People, for some reason, people don't really spend, like freelancers, there are so little freelancers who have their own website, who are doing blog, newsletters, who are publishing regularly on LinkedIn or using any other platform to promote themselves, like kind of actively. And I think this is a really missed opportunity for a lot of freelancers. Usually we go through freelancing platforms and majority of freelancers just sit there. But I found also, again, some of the best clients that came through either my website or my LinkedIn posts or my newsletter, my personal newsletter. If you put things out on the internet out there, share just case studies, share what you're doing, just be more active on there. And you don't need like hundreds of thousands of followers. You can have like 100 followers, few hundred followers. That's enough. As long as the right people are following you and finding you, you are gonna start getting leads this way. And then the next thing is communities and networking. So this is important. And I found out that networking can mean a lot of things. That can be in-person events. That can be just, talking to people just around you in your city, in your area. That can also mean networking online on different forums, on different communities, free communities, paid communities, joining different courses where there are community aspects to it. Again, I found so many good clients and relationships through just online communities and networking with people that way, that this is probably one of the more hidden ways of those freelancers that are doing really well are utilizing networking as the main way of finding amazing clients, usually clients who don't really look for freelancers on freelancing platforms. Basically, it seems now that I'm kind of, at least in my own bubble, part of this networking area, it seems that there is this big cloud that a lot of companies who don't really look for freelancers and a lot of freelancers who don't really actively look for clients kind of meet each other and then start working together. And I think there are a lot of freelancers like that and a lot of clients like that who never even sent out a proposal on Upwork or who never even posted a job. So you might never see these people, neither the client, neither the freelancer. So this is probably one of the most important things that you can do as a high value thing in order to earn more. You need to start networking and you need to start building relationships with people and in your area, that avatar clients that you're trying to seek out, this is definitely the key. And then after all of that, we still have, and we still need to do one very high value thing, which is strong personal brand. You don't need to become an influencer. You don't need to start just posting so much or so everywhere. I've seen, and I experienced that myself, a lot of people who don't really have big followings but are doing similar things to build their personal brand as an influencer, let's say, or something like that, and they start getting a lot of referrals. A lot of people want to work with them that way. So this is definitely, and when you create your personal brand, I do suggest you to kind of position yourself more like an agency. So I don't mean create an agency website where it looks like there are like 10, 20 people working in that particular agency, but more like that it's not just you, but it's kind of a difficult thing because you do want to present yourself as the main, freelancer, as the main provider of the service, but you do need to position yourself more in line of an agency where you talk about the value, you talk about ROI, and the way you sort of approach everything is way more professional than just, being a one person, just personal website that doesn't really have anything. And if we zoom out and see sort of some low value and high value things that we're doing, we need to stop doing hourly rate. We need to stop doing one-time projects. We need to we can still work on Upwork and our freelancing platforms, but we cannot rely on them. We need to spend less time on them and more time on the things that are actually gonna get us more success in a couple of years' time. And we need to start doing personal brand things, such as doing videos, doing websites, posting on social media, just becoming a bit more active in the way that you share things. If you do this, you will see how sort of you are starting to shift towards a more professional freelancer, and you'll see the types of clients that will start to approach you are way different from all of the clients that you probably used to work on these freelancing platforms or just from cold calling or cold emailing people. But that's all I have for today. I do have a newsletter linked down below where I share everything that I know about freelancing and everything that I learned in the last 10 years. So you'll probably find some interesting bits of strategy information there. But I think YouTube, because I trust YouTube, I think YouTube will want you to watch this video. So check it out and see if you like it.